Who is true education for? Or where does it start? We often think of education as something for for teachers, but it's not only for teachers. In fact, we're told in his wisdom, the Lord has decreed that the family shall be the greatest of all educational agencies. As important as teachers are, and don't get me wrong, schools and teachers, they're vital in education, but the family, we need to recognize the family is where it begins and where is most important in the education of our children. But it's not just even for teachers or for parents. It's really for all of us. We read in the School of Christ, students are never graduated. This tells us it doesn't matter how old you are. The School of Christ is for every one of us. And more than that, it says they're never graduated. What is the number one thing that students are looking forward to usually in their schooling? Graduation, right? And here we learn we don't finish in the School of Christ. Well, that could be discouraging, but there's a lot to learn. Among the pupils are both old and young. Those who give heed to the instructions of the divine teacher constantly advance in wisdom, refinement, and nobility of soul, and thus they are prepared to enter that higher school where advancement will continue throughout eternity. So this plan of true education is for every one of us. Now, how do we enter this school? Who wants to be in the School of Christ? Don't we all? Who wants to follow true education? We should all want that. How do we enter? Any school has entrance requirements. So how do we enter the School of Christ? Any ideas? We're thinking. How do we enter the School of Christ? What do we need to be in the School of Christ? Okay, the Bible. We need a textbook, right? And the Bible, we could add nature to that as God's second book, and there are many things that God has designed to teach us as a textbook. Okay, so subject for study. What else? What was that? Application. Okay, we need to apply ourselves, put some effort into it, definitely. Oh, that's an interesting thought. We need to give ourselves. We don't usually think of that for a school entrance, do we? Teachable, humble, teachable. We're getting a little closer now to the point that I would like to make. A relationship with Christ, that's vital. There's a lot of things that we need, but I want to add something that we often don't think about. We find it in Testimonies, Volume 8. Often the training and education of a lifetime must be discarded that one may become a learner in the School of Christ. Oof. What do we need to do to enter the School of Christ? Sometimes we might need to get rid of something, to discard, to throw away something. What is it? Our education. Our education here on this earth. Our false education. We might have to say, you know what? I haven't been in the School of Christ. I need to enter the School of Christ, and I'm going to have to unlearn some things. I talked about it last night. Did Moses have to unlearn anything? How many years did Moses spend unlearning? 40 years. Now think about this. Sometimes we think, okay, Moses had 40 years in Egypt, 40 years unlearning. So 1-to-1 ratio, but that's not really true. Moses had 12 years of true education in the home. Then he had his Egyptian education, and then his professional career. We don't know exactly how long his Egyptian education was, but it was probably something like 10 or 12 years. So for 10 or 12 years of Egyptian education, he had to take 40 years to unlearn. That's something for us to think about. So how do we start with true education? It's by recognizing that we need to unlearn false education.